Right. So, in context to the last session, we have discussed about this. This is about query builder, like how do we create queries. For that, we have taken service mapping query, right? So that part was discussed as part of the configuration whenever we are working on service now application. So we have taken a service request called, we have taken a query called service request. This is what something which we have created. Being into business analysis role as well as the kind of administrative role what we play, it's always important for us to create what are the different service queries we have in reference to the configuration, everything we have created. At the same time, in the last session, even about how to create these batch jobs, that part was discussed. Now, today we are going to discuss about a few more points in reference to the configuration part, especially whenever we are working on the configuration, configuring the files or something like. So the first thing you need to understand about how tracking the configurations or something essentially required, how this can be done, right? As in when we are working on some data centers, all that. So before that, it's always important for us to create some schedules, because whatever the required schedules that are to be created, or else if you want to run the kind of query what we have, right? So whatever the query we need to run. So these queries is what something which normally we will be seeing in the beginning. Okay, this is how generally the queries and all everything we run. Okay, this is how it looks like. So once the query we run, normally this can be submitted. That is something which which can be done here, right? So here we can see there is an option called submit. So that automatically this query builders and all everything will be submitted. This is what something we do. This is what something we have done so far. Okay, now as in when I mentioned you sometime back, wherein it's all about the business capabilities which can be created. At the same time, whenever we are working on the configuration part, especially when we are trying to configure any kind of data files or something, whatever the required configuration in reference to the data files or data centers is also one of the key and important element. Now, if you want to learn about this, it's always important for us to know about few more things, because when it comes to the verification part and all, everything we'll be knowing. So, or else, if it is not verifications and all, one thing we will be knowing about the service catalog, because service catalog at the same time catalog builder, creating different catalogs are needed. So before I'm going to explain you about the configuration files, so let me today I'm going to discuss about the catalog builder first, then I'll get into the next one. Okay, catalog builder is something under service catalog we have to create. So when we are creating the service catalog, first we need to create the service builder, catalog builder. Yeah. Right. So this is where generally the catalog builder is all about. I mean, there are different catalog items we already have, right? So what are the required catalogs items we have, everything were there. Either it can be service catalog request or LDAP servers. At the same time, creating a new export sets, or at the same time add or remove user from the groups, registering a business application. So these are the items which are already available. Now, being into business analyst role, as far as the administrator roles are concerned, it's always important for us to mention two things. One is about the creating of a new catalog item is required. At the same time, it's always important sometimes to have a creation over the catalog item template. So before I'm going to catalog item template, here I'm going to create a new catalog item. You can see here, right? So new catalog item is what something which I have taken. Right, so now I'm continuing. Okay, I will click on continue. Uh, yeah, so I'm just taking a AES producer. This is something which I have taken. Okay, so use this template. Right, so here we need to mention the basic information. Service one I have just mentioned. Okay, service one is the basic item number I have given. So here is there any kind of attachments you want to be mentioned, any item details you want to be mentioned, you need to mention all the item details followed by whatever the destination details do we have or the location details. At the same time, if there is any kind of settings you want to be made, right? So all these settings can be done. So once we have given all the information over here, so it's something where we need to see if you want to see any kind of preview over the portal catalog items, you need to be see. So first we need to see the preview, because the advantage in preview is that if there is any changes you want to make, so that you can see the changes and you can make the changes accordingly. Later on you can save it. That is something, right? So this is what something service one as an attachments we have created. Okay, this is how generally the preview looks like. So once it is done, when it comes to the service catalog product catalog builder, so if you can click on save, automatically this catalog builder service request what we have raised, okay, so will be created, which is for service now. So this is how generally the catalog builders we create, especially when we are working on the service catalog. This is all about the session today.